greetings to our very own world of Rivenbourne. Today we're going to be working on this here tower. We're going to be cutting stones with this handy tool, and we'll be building up the top with this also very handy tool, and filling out our storage room with all of these. That's right, it's Minecraft 1.14, and we are going to make use of that. Let me tell ya. Alright, first order of business is figuring out where to put all of these tools. I'm thinking we want barrels over here, and we want a couple of lecterns. Oh, that's going to be tough. Where'd my scaffolding go? We also want a couple of lecterns around, because this is Quetzal's kind of a bookie person. Oh, okay. How are we going to do this? Hey, that worked. Awesome. And it's not going to matter to him that it's hovering up in the middle of nowhere, since he just kind of flies around to get to whatever he needs anyway. We'll probably have some of his workbenches scattered around, maybe say right there. I don't know. Alright, I think one more barrel ought to do it, and that'll be right there. Ooh, I like the way it's shaped too. But then I can't open this chest. I have to come up with something else. But pretty much this is done. This is the inside of Quetzal's storage room, which I'll be using as my storage room. As you can see, when standing on this redstone ore, I can reach every chest and barrel in the place, including a crafting bench and some other tools which are really decorative, but can also be useful as tools as well. A smithing table which does nothing as of yet, and all that's left is to finish the top of the tower and put in maybe some more cobwebs or maybe some rafters or something way up at the top, and then maybe some kind of a doorway, because right now this is looking completely unfinished, and that's because I don't really have a plan for what I want to do with this courtyard wall, but I am going to put a big tree in the middle, probably some water features, and some kind of a roof, at least that goes up that far. Alright, like I said, I've got a few projects today, and one of them is all the way up here, and it's gonna be finishing off the top of this here tower. We're gonna make another section about this tall to finish it off, and then a roof. Whoa, that didn't work. Back to my scaffolding. One thing I don't understand quite yet is how you have to go all the way to bottom if you're going to add more onto the top. Maybe there's some trick I'm missing out on, but oh well, it's still pretty nifty. So let me build this up and see if I can get a pattern. It's going to be a little bit narrower. Oh, looks like we've already got most of it in place. It's going to be pretty much like this with some decorations. And I'll just have to keep going back to my scaffolding to see, what looks good. So looking at what I did down here and trying to echo that a little bit, thinking I might just need a couple of bushes and some trapdoors like that. Actually, you know what? That just makes it a little too plain, so I will do the full 4 trapdoors for this. Probably like that. And just make the terracotta go higher. And what does that give us? Yes, much better. Yeah, I think that's alright. I think that's alright for a rough plan. And are all my trapdoors going down? Okay, perfect. I like the idea here, but it definitely needs to be one block further out so that there's some kind of overhang besides just this here. Like that. Much better. Alright, let's fix this right here with the backwards stair, just like that. And this will continue up and around, and that'll have one over there. I haven't gotten to it yet. And finish it off with the roof. That ought to do it. This is looking much better already. And of course, wrap this around. Now, I'm wondering, should I have kind of a tiny window right here? I think that would be pretty cool, so that's what I'm going to do. I think that will just look strange. there's no opportunity to look out that window, I think it'll just look better. Very cool. And let's do the same thing over here. Alright, I've done that all the way around. I'm just going to finish the top off now with some kind of a slope. I haven't quite decided what yet. Kind of want to make this one not too tall. So I'll probably just sort of taper this off so that it doesn't go too much taller. And then it won't overshadow the main tower too much. Alright, looking back at it from up here, I like sort of these sticking out bits, and I like the general shape of the roof. It's alright. I don't like how it could easily spawn mobs at night, so I might switch out a block up here, one or two of these for sea lanterns. Kind of fix that problem. And then I'm also thinking, although it doesn't go all the way around, I'm thinking that this is pretty good. Pretty much done. And I do like the height. I think it's good height, and I like the variation. You know, it changes from layer to layer. There's no question about that, but with some of the same themes in each layer. So with that, I'm going to call this done. Maybe just finish up a few things, but move on to the next project, which is installing a portal. So we can get here through the nether, which is just a little bit faster than flying, and that'll be nice. Well, honestly, I have no idea what to do for the inside of this sort of entryway and portal room, but the outside shouldn't be a problem. It turns out that this circle is exactly the same size as the second section up in our tower that we've just done, so I will more or less copy the design for that tower, and that should give us a good style, and I'll have to change the roof, which will give us good variation, and that ought to do it. Now the question is, where do I start? I'll probably make this a little bit higher because it's still it's just the slope here. The stone will have to go all the way down here, or something to that effect, but it's still too far from the roof for me to really start with the terracotta. So I'll replace this with another couple levels of stone. And you know what, maybe soon I will, change it out for something more interesting. But certainly to get the scale and to get the first blocks in place, I'll just do stone up to right here before I start with the terracotta, which of course I brought because I am prepared. Let me throw some of these blocks on and see what it looks like. This is where the copying ends. From now on, I've got to innovate, and I'm going to start with the roof, although this base needs work as well because these don't need to be on the same level. Maybe I'll have it jut out a bit and be a little bit wider on the bottom, but for now I'm focusing on the roof, and I'll definitely do something with some kind of overhang here, maybe an upside down staircase there, and maybe a right side up staircase on either side. I've been liking that lately for the third level of the tower, and I think that'll work well here as well. That's not going to happen. Let's jump this time. Much better. There we go. And you won't be able to see because of this giant tree, but I'm going to do something like that on all of those and come up with something else for the, I know I'm not using my scaffolding for the rest of it. Let's see. Maybe, and that's exactly why you have to use scaffolding. Now, I love our new lanterns. I do. And I want to make use of them, but is that magic-y enough for a wizard's tower? I think I'm going to have to go with Endrad in that corner, just because, you know, it's more mystical, and a lantern is so mundane, I suppose. I know it doesn't seem that way because we haven't had lanterns in the game for that long, but on this one, I think I just gotta stick with the end rod. That'll make it look more magical. Well, I like how it looks from up top, But you can't really see it from the ground. But that's probably just fine, since mostly you'll be seeing it from other parts of the tower. I think this passes as a roof. I like it. I do. And there's lighting on each side and corner, which is pretty much gonna be good. I just need to repeat this design all the way around and then move on to the interior. That'll be cool. So the top is finished, and I went ahead and fixed the bottom two while I was at it. Added a little decorative stonework, and in general made it just a little bit more sturdy. So that's all done. Now let's work on the inside, like I said I would. What we need to do is make this the kind of place that would accommodate an end, not an end portal, a nether portal right here. Because I'm thinking what happens is you get up to the top of here, you go through another portal to get into this portion of the tower, or you just come through the nether and you wind up right here. Able to access everything very quickly, study, storage room, experimentation room, whatever you need. I just put the floor in, and I had an idea, but it's going to take a lot of trapdoors and logs. It might not be worth it. Actually, it might not even look very good, but I want to try it out. So I'll take some logs here in the corner and strip them down, and I'll take some trapdoors for the sides, like that. And if we go like this, put in some more floor, that should complete the look. Now that looks very dark, which is exactly what I'm going for without being evil, like the room under the library. So the problem is, what would I do here next? That is difficult. Now I put that there, of course, the logs to hide the fact that I can't put a trapdoor here and there. Okay. But I don't know if the same trick would look good twice. That is kind of a problem. And I don't want to change the terracotta because from the outside it should still very much look like the white tower. But I do like that. So I'm going to see if I can somehow continue this throughout. Would you look at that sunset? I would say that this room is complete. I put some tables here and finished up the walls and finally installed our nether portal, which once passed through leads to the rest of the tower. I also mapped out some of where the walkways will go and the large center tree, and then left some areas open for what I think will probably be like ponds or water features of some kind. And maybe I'll leave that to another episode though. But I did want to show you, I have in plan for this area, it's going to be a piston elevator all the way from the ground to provide a mechanical way to get up into Quetzal's tower. I thought that'd be pretty cool, like something he was tinkering around with, and now he forces all the other elves to use that if they want to come visit him, and as a sort of a test. I think that'd be pretty funny. Oh, and I almost forgot to add the most important thing, or something that might be kind of important. And that can't be put right there because of the trapdoor. Let's put one right here. Maybe a mushroom or two. I was kind of wishing it could be put off to the side. Dang. It still looks pretty cool. Okay, last project for this episode. This is where that portal comes out, and it's a relatively short walk back to our nether hub, but we need to design that in the style of the Elven Village of Mistglade, and also I'd like to put some blue ice down and make use of the too high jumping glitch, I suppose you could call it, exploit. That'll make this super fast, because while it's not a long distance, I will be going back and forth all the time. So I think I will make use of that. And first, let me make sure that this portal actually comes out where we want it. Alright, a preliminary test with ice underneath shows that the slabs don't make a difference when using the super fast ice jumping technique. So, I think I'll probably do this throughout the middle of this and change out these top slabs for something else though. Maybe dark oak, something that fits our theme better. And then on the sides, decorate the walls with lilac and pink wool, whatever fits the theme. So the obvious thing to do is this here with our dark oak and our glass and our pink wool and our simple pathway in our usual every 4 blocks repeats pattern. But I wanted to be a little bit different, and something else we could do is this. Have our sort of our building fronts arching like one here and then again all the way down, and have more over there, and maybe put some fences here, probably put some stone down there. And then I was thinking, because I had to lower the floor to fit in this nice curve here, what we could do for the level change is end rods. So, and that should hopefully afford us the same speed bonus. I've got ice under here, and when you're running, yes, it makes you go very fast. So I'll mess around with that idea, but what I really like to do is put some grass here in between these, and put some, I'm not sure what to do with the behind the scenes part. Probably pink wool. Let's try it. Like that. Yeah. And then put some grass right here, which I'll have to go get, and a lilac, and then repeat. And probably do something just a lot like this, all the way down and on both sides. And that ought to do it. It's not a terribly long hallway, so I should be able to get that done right away. So here's my vision for how this hallway will look. We got our kind of building fronts here. I think we should have some lilac here. Very cool. I love the way nether grass looks. So like defeated. Now I want to add in some grass, and I'm thinking maybe, or some glass rather, not grass. And maybe I was thinking up here would be good. So I'll see how I like that, but pretty much this is the plan. Oh, and lighting, of course. Yeah, these torches are not going to stay. Sea lanterns. Now either every other one of these, or maybe even, let's see how this looks. Yeah, that does look kind of weird. Kind of like they're just stuck into it. I do like how the fence, attaches to them like it should. But we could also put them off to the side, and I'm thinking like alternating sides would be pretty aesthetic. Let's see how this looks. Let's put these back and try it. Let's see, I'd want it to be not right in the middle of any of these builds, so probably want it to be like here. But then that would put it in the, how about right here? How about like this? And then just continue that pattern down here. And of course the fence would be here to jump up against when I'm running with the ice underneath the pathway. I think that'll do it. So yeah, we've got our portal, we've got our storage room, we've got sort of a new base coming together in Mistglade, Quetzal's Tower, and it's turning out really well. So if you enjoyed this video, thanks for watching, and please leave a like, and I'll see you next time here in our wonderful world of Rivenbourne.